Hey there, I'm Katsumi, and this is a collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. This energy is charged with intense, undeniable self-elevation towards clarity, and right now the word coming through is focus. I'm also hearing that your inner sight instantly flares open to total revelation. Now let's find out what other messages are coming through. So starting off, the word clarity and focus is really standing out to me at this time. Something to do with a truth being told or known. Something along the lines of like, you were in this maze for some time now, and you didn't have a map when you went into this maze. Something to do with the shadows, helping you almost like find your way to almost like, I guess, the closing point or the end of the maze. It almost was like there were these false paths, and the only way you were able to identify these false paths was because of the shadows, and things got gone or went quiet for some time, and you were kind of headed in this like interesting, I suppose, like journey. I guess the maze is almost like a reflection of some sort of journey that you were on, almost like you had like clouded judgment for a while. But along the way, it's like you found your, like, I heard the word key, like you found the key along your way, and things kind of like were still a little bit mysterious, but you kind of knew that there was a door to be unlocked with this key. There was like some sort of like fog that was like present in this maze, something to do with it finally being lifted. And I'm also sensing that something to do with the truth was cutting the veil. Like as you went through this fog, things started to almost like disintegrate, and the fog was lifted. It's like this decisive strike was being made, something to do with you matching, like I heard a word match, like you striking a match in the dark. And I'm also hearing that it almost like flared up, and like that's when the revelation was made. It's almost like when that match flared up, you finally were able to see, and because of that, it's like the shadows became more prominent against the match's flame is what I'm hearing. Something to do with it like emitting some sort of gloom or emitting this like piercing light that anything that it hit, it kind of like almost like shook the maze a bit is what I'm hearing. And I'm getting a sense that there were other people in this maze that you talked to, that you traveled with. Something to do with they were also lost, but you helped them find their way. And you're finding a lot of clarity on your journey. It's almost like anytime you saw somebody on this unclear path, you took them on a path towards almost like uncovering the path forward or uncovering what it is that they were looking for is what I'm hearing there too. And I'm also hearing that because of this, it's like you're commanding some sort of reality forward. It's like, despite the fact that things are unclear, it felt and seems as though you commanded clarity. Your command for clarity was almost like, I don't know, it almost gives like this sort of, I'm getting like this word where it's almost like, not really just like fog, but it almost feels like there's like some sort of haziness, like your eyes were glared perhaps, and you were able to see things a little differently, almost like see the shimmers of the lights and see the different nuances of certain situations. It almost makes me feel as though while you were traversing this maze with people around you, it almost feels as though these individuals brought to light certain situations you weren't aware of. It's like you needed them to be on that path for you to understand what it is you needed to do going forward. And yeah, there's like a chiming going on in the background there. Apologies. It's almost like reminiscent of that, perhaps. Something to do with like this hazy noise. It's almost like trying to fog the clarity of something. It almost makes me feel like in this maze, it's like you had all this like peripheral things, like you were seeing things in your vision, in your sight, in your hearing, like all your senses were just being overloaded as you traverse this maze. And that's how those false paths were made. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense with like the idea of like just trying to focus on the main path forward. It's like you had all these different paths opening up every time you turned the corner of this maze. And eventually you found that key. Eventually you figured out the map yourself. Like you drew the map out, is what I'm hearing. It also kind of reminds me of like when people are like on this boat and they're traversing the seas and they're kind of just like lost at sea. But it's like there's always going to be a way out. But it happens after a period of like a little bit of stagnation, a little bit of like, I heard like reflection. I heard another word too, like I don't know. It's like, I'm not really sure. Something to do with like just having to perceive something for a long time. Yeah. And it's almost like in itself, it almost feels as though you kind of have to just sit with what is, so that you have that clarity in sight, in mind. And I'm also feeling that in this energy of like spreaded confusion or things that are trying to influence your path forward, it almost feels as though you will be able to find a way out in the future if you ever see yourself in this situation again. It's almost like once you get lost, you won't get lost again in the future. Something to do with the learned lessons, something to do with the learned paths and the ability to kind of just like overcome that is what I'm hearing as well. And I'm also feeling as though like, there's like uncertainty and like once you finish the maze, once you unlock the door, what's on the other side? I'm also hearing that and feeling that in the energy too. It's like while your eyes are like dimmed or like glared to like this, we're almost like piercing through this like one thing, piercing through the veil of this one thing, cutting through the veil. Your focus is very unstoppable, but at the same time, it's almost as though you are unsure what's going to happen next. And there's like some anxiety there of the unknowns of the next map, the unknowns of if this door is opened, is it going to open up another map, another obstacle, another journey that feels like it will be clouded again. But I'm feeling in the energies that the veil is just cut. The veil will be cut as soon as you traverse this maze. And it definitely feels as though once you open up the door, even if there's another maze, you will be able to accomplish what it is that you need to do in that one as well. It also feels like, it's almost like your path is already set in a sense where it's like, you know what's coming next is what I'm hearing. It's like you're planning your path on your own accord and you set the stones in place is what I heard. Something to do with these stones that will be able to help you go back to where you came from in terms of like, if you want to take a step back, you can, is what I heard. But I wonder if taking a step back is like out of fear, you know? Like out of fear of not wanting to jump ahead too soon. It's almost as if the energy wants you to trust the path forward. Because even though things have been almost clouded for you for some time, it doesn't necessarily have to be in that like that mindset. Like you don't have to put yourself in that mindset or spread the confusion or influence your own path in that way. It feels as though it's like the universe wants you to go forth and elevate yourself with this clarity in mind. I'm also hearing that something to do with these individuals in the maze, like although they're teaching you things, although there might be like comrades of some kind or like companions or partners, I'm hearing that there are also people in the maze that are like almost like clouding the judgment of others, and that's why so many people are stuck in it. It also feels like there are people looking for that key that you have, and they know that you have it. And there's only a select few people who know that you have it. And they know that you are the way out, is what I'm hearing. So there definitely feels as though there's going to be some people in your midst that will try to get in your good graces for the key. But I feel as though you know to trust your instincts, is what I'm hearing. Because if the veil is being cut and your focus and clarity is really sharp at this time, that would mean that it's almost as though you are unlocking your inner truths and knowing whenever you interact with other people around you. It also feels like there's going to be certain relationships where it's like you will allow them to, it's like you will unlock the door for them, but it's out of the goodness of your heart. And it's because you know that maybe, I suppose maybe some way deep in your heart, you know that people have the capability to change, is what I'm hearing as well. But there's some clarity in knowing that people might just be in pain due to the hardships that they are enduring in that maze, is what I'm hearing. And so you're trying to just release that pain from them as well, is what I'm hearing too. Even though they might have done you wrong or only want this thing from you, it feels as though you're just going to bring them on the journey so that they can I heard transcend forward. I also heard like traverse forward, but transcend is like what really spoke out to me there too. It's like a lot of T words there. But yeah, I suppose those are all the messages that I have for you today. It really feels as though like you are just very focused in this maze, and the universe just wants you to know that once you light the flare, it feels as though like this flare is like, once you light your confidence, once you light the confidence you need as you I heard something of the word obscure, like this obscureness, this fog, once it clears out through your certainty, when you light the flare and ignite whatever it is that you need to, and like I heard like in the energies, you'll be able to hear the echoes of the false paths, and things will go quiet and you'll be able to find your path forward, is what I'm hearing there. So yeah, those are all the energies that I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If this reading resonated, consider showing your support by liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment down below. And until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.